You're plugged in to The Real Life Show with your host, Malachi Malay.
And co-host, Catherine Martins.
Where real life issues meet real life solutions. Problems are not solitary things. Someone has been through what you're going through. So let's talk about real life.
Yeah, Malachi, baby. Representing our city, aka Rail City. Come on. I love my city, I grab the mic when I speak, cause I rep my city. I'm down for the long run, cause I bleed my city. It's about time you respect my city. Hello, I'm Malachi Malay, and this is
Tamara Spears.
Okay, and what we're doing today is a social experiment. Now, you want to explain to them what the experiment is?
Let me tell you a little bit something. We are doing this experiment where we're pretending that we're married, interracial couple, and my parents don't know that we're married. We eloped, and my parents don't know, and we're asking people today, should I tell my parents? And if I tell my parents, am I prepared for the reaction? Am I prepared to let go of my family for the love of my life? Am I prepared to stand up for what this means? Am I prepared to stand up for him in my life, or am I going to just hide it until it destroys us? Right?
Okay, let's do it. Take one. Okay, so.
All right, so we're gonna introduce you. We have a new friend here. What's your name?
Eddie.
This is Eddie.
Okay, Eddie.
So Eddie.
Now. So Eddie, here's a scenario, Eddie. Tamara and I, we got married about a year ago, and we eloped only because her parents are not so they won't be accepting of the fact that it's an interracial marriage, right? So now, I need advice because, you know, I've been with her about 5 years before that. We've been married for 1 year, and she hasn't told her parents yet. So in the beginning, I was supportive of it, but after a while, I actually I'm thinking that she's not accepting me. You know what I mean? In the beginning, I thought it was her parents that wasn't accepting me, but the fact that she's not stepping up and almost defended me, I feel like she's not accepting me. So it's actually putting a wedge in our relationship. So I honestly don't know what to do.
Well, honestly, I was in a relationship where it was interracial, and there was a issue where her father wouldn't accept me because I was a native descent.
Yeah.
But you know, we all kept an open mind. You know, we just spoke honestly to each other, and eventually, you know, they accepted me for who I was. Because for the first couple of years, I had to pose as somebody else, like kind of be like them. You know what I mean? I couldn't be who I was.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it kind of hurt both of our feelings, and you know, like, and it got to a point where it was affecting our relationship. So we kind of moved away, and we just worked at each other and just kept loving each other. And then eventually they accepted us for who we were, for who I was. And you know, you gotta step up with the times. It's more modern nowadays.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm of native descent.
Yeah.
My parents are of native descent, but I got nieces and nephews that are half white, half black, half Chinese, half Mexican, half Lebanese, half Arabic. Every different type of race where migrants come to this part of the planet are in my blood, in my blood. And you know, it's the new millennium. You gotta accept the times and just get over what it used to be like back in the day. Because I was raised by my father and all my other siblings. There's 7 of us. They lived with my mom. My dad tried to raise me the old way.
Yeah.
And he was very, very racist.
Yeah.
And I wanted to break that cycle. I didn't want to be a part of that. Because when you go to school, The high school I went to was 50% natives, 50% whites.
Yes.
And maybe 49, 2% may have been immigrants or exchange students.
Yeah.
And then when I went to school, it was the same thing, racism and then reverse racism. And a lot of my white friends were a lot cooler than some of my native friends. And I accepted that. And then my native friends would come around and like try to tease me and bully me for hanging out with these type of people. But I stopped it. I said, you know what? We're all here for the same reason, education.
So you're saying it wasn't even the white side that was racist. You're saying your own native family was racist towards.
But it's not all white people are racist towards natives. Not all natives are all racist against whites.
Yeah.
And not all blacks are racist to any other. It's just the individual. You know what I mean? It's how you're raised and how you feel, I think.
It's breaking those chains too. Like, it's been really hard for me because, to be honest, it took me many years to even accept that I'm attracted to another race, to even accept that about myself, that I don't feel the way I was raised, the way that I was taught to feel, that I just don't fit into that anymore. And that's coming to terms in my own self. And I'm starting to recognize through talking to people today that everyone's on their journey of acceptance. And although my parents might be right here right now, maybe through time, through getting to know you, through taking it slow and just, time, that they will come to that place where they can accept it too, and not to expect people to just overnight change how they feel, that maybe we just need to give them the opportunity.
I think all you guys need time. You guys, time, I think is the ultimate thing.
So you're telling me it'll be advisable to just give her parents a shot and don't pressure her into telling them.
No, because it'll affect both you guys, and it'll affect her parents, and it may affect your family as well.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's been stressful because she's my best friend, but like, I understand where my husband's coming from. I understand that you don't feel supported, but I'm stuck because I can't just like let go of my history either.
Yeah. No, don't fight each other about it, because you're gonna ruin it.
Yeah.
Just love each other, man. We're all one. We're all one.
Yes.
We're all one.
Thank you very much, man.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Okay, guys, we are here with some new friends. We have
Jasmine
and
Melissa.
Awesome. So we're talking today about, again.
Yeah, well, we want your honest opinion. Like, pretty much we eloped about a year ago. We've been together for 7 years. And her parents are definitely not accepting of anybody outside of her race. And, it actually is starting to put a slight wedge in our relationship, because in the beginning I understood, but after 7 years I felt like, you know what, it's almost like you're not sticking up for me, you know what I mean? And because my parents know about her completely, and they're okay with it, but so I just wanted to know if I'm tripping. Should I be angry? Because I'm supportive, but there's that piece that I don't understand, and sometimes I get bitter for a little bit, because I'm thinking, how come you're not choosing me? How come you're not telling them? How come you're not doing this? And like, how come you're not? Like, is it?
Because I love you, but I love you too.
Well, it's really hard. I don't know. I feel like I understand your side of it, because you kind of want, like, I understand both sides. Like, it's your family.
It's hard. Like, that's why we're struggling so much right now. That's why we're doing this today, because we need to break the silence.
Yeah, and I understand that, like, it's hard to go against your family's values and what they believe in, because that's what you grew up in. You don't want to lose your parents or your siblings or whatever, but then also you guys are going to spend the rest of your lives together.
Yeah, he's the love of my life.
Yeah, and for you not to be able to see her family or be a part of her family. And my whole thing is, I think love is love. So whether it be two men together, a Spanish person, a white person, a black person, a Chinese person, if the person loves and cares for your daughter, I think you should be accepting of them. Because who says that a white man should love you any better than someone of color?
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, sometimes I feel like marriages sometimes bring families together. So I understand where you're coming from, that you can't even go there for Christmas.
Yeah.
They know nothing about you, but your family knows everything about her. So
Yeah.
it's a very huge divide, and you feel like alone on that side.
I do. Like, even as I was saying, like, I wear my wedding ring all the time.
Yeah.
And she hasn't put on her wedding ring. And you understand, but every single time you look at her and she doesn't have the ring on, it just...
It's a reminder
It's
that
a
you're
reminder.
not accepted.
Yeah, and after a while, I'm thinking, is there really the parents that are not accepting, or is there really her that's not accepting? Like, I don't...
Sometimes I actually ask myself that question. It's hard to break out of a mold that you're put in from a very, very young age, from your entire life. Like, it took me years to even accept the fact that I'm attracted to black men. I love everything about you, but it took me so many years to even accept that about myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And maybe that's the thing. Maybe I just need to give it time with my parents. Maybe they won't accept you, but like maybe it's not the end of the world. Maybe because we're close and they really do love me, they can come around.
I feel like deep down, every parent, if you give them an ultimatum, and it's whether if they're really going to cut you out of their lives, like that's a very poor decision on their
Yes.
part to not see their daughter. They don't want to participate in what makes their daughter the happiest person. Like,
Yeah.
so if they
Like, even with the Facebook posts, like, you know, like, they pretty much think I'm a thug, I'm a gangster, and they don't want that around her. They don't want that.
Rap is evil.
Yeah. And I am a rapper, so it's not good. It just doesn't line up pretty well. So, like, if they don't accept me, and she doesn't tell them, like, honest opinion, what would you do? Would you still stay in that relationship?
I think at the end of the day, it's better to know that you have told your parents. If your parents don't accept it, then the decision's yours. Are you really going to spend the rest of your life hiding, or are you going to be out in the light and choosing, are people going to accept it or not? And at the end of the day, you decide, okay, sure, maybe.
I think maybe just have a bit more faith in your parents that they'll come around.
Yeah.
I think you might be surprised.
You might be surprised. And the baby won't be like just a black baby. It's gonna be like
Their
white
baby.
too.
Yeah.
That's just as much as you in it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 50-50,
Yeah.
right?
Because that is one of the biggest fear. Let's say, for example, you know, we do have babies. Are they gonna accept my kids?
Yeah, it's
It doesn't
interesting
matter.
because with my boyfriend's white.
Oh, okay.
And I've
Amazing.
never experienced that from his side of the family. They've been welcoming since day one. But I feel like maybe is it because I'm a female and there tends to be more backlash on black males than black females. I'm not harmful. I'm not a gangster. You know what I mean? So I think that's the difference. But at the same time, I have brothers as well, and my brothers are not thugs. They've never hurt anybody. So it's like it's
What
hard
about
to
them?
see
Did
that
they date?
people are immediately judging them.
Your
they
brother
date
dated white people
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Chinese.
My one brother dated a Vietnamese girl, and her parents didn't like black people.
Mhm.
And then now he's dating another a white girl, and her parents are super accepting. And then my other brother is dating a white girl, and her dad is against it completely, but her mom is open.
I feel like there's this weird thing too where people think black men are gonna like cheat on their women. They think they're not gonna treat me good. They think
But
they're not gonna
every race cheats.
Exactly. The best
Any black
cheating.
parents I've met, like your parents would probably whip your brother's ass.
Right?
Oh my lord, yeah.
You got your ass beat growing up, right?
Yeah. Like,
Oh yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, you know what? A man that cheats is not really the race; it's who that person is,
Yeah,
right? Whether it be
exactly.
black, white,
I think
Chinese.
it's important that your parents, maybe when you do break it to them, that before they look at his color, get to know him.
Yeah.
And just to add on to this, I have a sister that's married to a Spanish man.
Okay.
So I have two beautiful nephews, and they're half Spanish.
Oh, they're so
Oh
beautiful.
my goodness!
Oh my god, they're so cute.
And my sister is very white, but she's always dated colored guys, either whether
Yeah.
Spanish or black.
Yeah.
And my sister is the whitest girl in the world, blonde. But yeah, so they have a beautiful family, and you can have perfect little half-colored kids that are
Gonna
just
have pretty little Bambino.
It'll be so cute.
So cute. Mixed race babies are the best, though.
I think so. I'm sorry.
So beautiful.
I would just say,
Yeah.
like, they always say, like, I don't know, like, there's something nice about mixing two things together.
Yeah.
It is. You know why? Because I think it becomes original. You
Yeah.
can't go out there.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna, whether it be white,
Yeah.
You're not a
white,
purebred.
Asian,
Yeah.
Chinese, black, like the combination is very
It's cool.
original.
It's nice to be able to pull from different
Yeah.
features
Yeah.
and make
And now a
something
kid
nice.
to grow up in a unique family of combined cultures
Yeah.
and different
Yeah.
views on life that
Yes.
I didn't have.
Yeah.
My parents are both white.
Exactly.
That's right. Let's change the narrative.
So your
Let's
so
start
your
now.
parents wouldn't.
And I have a white boyfriend.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
Not that I would ever be against dating anyone of color. Or
yeah,
anything.
and if you did, your parents would be cool with it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fully accepting.
Yeah.
So
My
cool.
parents are awesome. They adore Jason, who is my sister's husband. He's
Yeah.
Spanish.
Welcome to 2018.
Yeah.
That is so
Yeah,
good.
we're moving forward.
There's been a lot of changes because growing up, like there was not even you didn't even know a black person. If you knew, it was like, oh my god, you know a black person?
Yeah, I had one person
Yeah.
say, like, I think you're the first black person to be in my grandmother's house. And I'm like, what?
Well, that's really true though.
Madness.
Yeah.
It's
What do you
really true,
mean?
though.
You never had black friends? Like, I'm confused.
Yeah.
And like, I think of it as like, honestly,
didn't
nobody
see
chooses their color.
Yeah.
So why is it this defining factor? Like, I didn't wake up one day and I was like, why am I black? So we shouldn't make others feel like their color is not correct or whatever. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So.
Yeah. And you know what? I even feel that now the tides have turned so much. I even feel a little bit of racism against white.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like I'm now. I grew up in a white town and moved to the city. Now here I am in London, and I look around, and I'm the minority.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's Canada for you.
Yeah.
So I
It
think
is
it's one of those things that I read a stat. I don't know where I read it, but it was saying by like 20 something,
Okay.
majority of our like babies are going to be
It's
mixed.
gonna be mixed.
It's going to
Yeah.
be complete mixed
Because
straight.
we're all just going to integrate.
yeah, everything
until
is just
it's-
mixing.
yeah,
So that's
melted.
where we're moving
It's a big
towards.
melting
So
pot. That's a good thing.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
It's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that may break down these racism barriers.
Because they
I
won't
don't
have
know.
no choice
yeah.
by then.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so
I
much.
wish you guys luck
You guys
and
are
I hope they're accepting.
So hold on. Don't feel angry. Don't feel bitter. Just hold on.
I'm
Yeah.
hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
And outside of like love and everything, like races are making representations in professional worlds too. Like
Yes.
oh, like I mean,
Yes.
starting Obama is the most clearest example
Right.
of
Yep.
breaking down
Absolutely.
racial barriers
Yep.
as the president of the United States. And
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
look
Absolutely.
around
Maybe the next president,
universities.
maybe.
Maybe the next mayor.
Yeah. Next Prime Minister of Canada. We'll completely mixed.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much.
Wish you guys luck.
Good luck. Thank you. So we are here with, we're going to introduce you.
I'm Dan.
Your
This is
dad.
Dan.
Okay.
This is Dan.
So now, can you explain?
So we were telling Dan about the fact that we just eloped a year ago. My parents don't know that we're married, and we were asking you for your opinion on that. And he was actually sharing a really interesting story with us
Yeah.
about an interracial marriage
In St. Thomas.
in St.
In St.
Thomas.
Over 50 years ago.
50 years ago.
Over 50 years ago.
There was
yeah.
black people in St. Thomas 50 years ago?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. What was the story?
They just fell in love. They were just a really vibrant, loving couple. They fell in love, and people, there's a few grumblings here and there, but people realized once they got to know him and know her, there wasn't a problem.
It wasn't a problem.
No, you just have to keep smiling.
Yeah. Okay, but I need your help though.
Yeah.
Okay, now she never told her parents, right? And I understand why, but I feel a little bit of animosity because I feel like she's she's not backing me up, you know? So
Well,
I don't know what to do. Like I got to the point of like thinking maybe I should not be married to her because
Oh, no.
No?
No, the fact that you're here doing this is
Yeah.
proof enough.
yeah.
And you two, you're going to have a nice life together. I know that.
It's just like my mom's my best friend, but they're so different. You know, they don't understand this. I don't know.
People are never too old to learn. That
What
includes your mother.
What happens when I have black babies? You know?
So
with them.
what's wrong? They're babies. They're your babies. Nothing wrong with them.
So if they don't accept them, I guess, like,
Oh, they will.
see, I also feel, I feel guilty because I know when she tells her mom is not gonna approve of this, and then she's gonna lose her best friend.
And that's what I'm afraid of. I
Oh.
don't want to lose my family or my husband, but I don't know how to have both.
It will happen.
So,
Yes,
you
just
know,
keep
it's
smiling, both of you.
so funny because the people we spoke to before you said the same thing, that maybe they won't accept it at first, but we need to give it time and let them get to know you.
These are modern times.
So what if they never accept us? What should I do? Like, would you stay if they never accept
Well, you made
me?
a commitment. You have to.
Yeah. This is my wife, right?
Yes.
So regardless if the parents accept me or
You're
not.
her husband.
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
wish you
your
all
time
the best.
today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so here's the situation, okay? Tamara and I actually got eloped. And the reason why we eloped is, actually, you want to explain it? Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm from super small town. I left home as a teen, went to the city, met amazing people like him. But where I'm from, there's no culture and there's no color. My parents, racism still exists today. My parents don't know, and I did it in secret because I'm afraid that when I do tell them, they're going to disown me. So what do you guys think about that? What should I do? Should I talk to my parents? Should I tell them?
Yeah. But here's a scenario.
What do I do?
Like, I've been with her for about a year now. We've been married for a year.
You guys been married for
We've been married for a year, and the parents still don't know. So I started thinking, like, we have arguments at home because I'm thinking she's actually not backing me up, you know? Like, she doesn't want to tell her parents that I'm black because she knows they won't accept me, right? And I'm tired because I do love her, but at the same time, I'm thinking she's not supporting, she's not backing, she's not sticking up for me. So is it in my head? Is she really sticking up for me, or?
I don't know. I kind of think a lot of it's fear.
Yeah.
You know, the fear of the unknown, fear of what the parents are going to say. I think it should be brought forward with an ultimatum. This is my husband.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to come between my husband, and if you make me choose, I'll walk. You know, and I'll stay with my husband.
Wow.
That's what I do. That's the way I was brought up.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
And that's what my parents. You know, they love each other regardless of color, creed. It doesn't matter, and that's the advice I would give. It's a personal matter, but don't make me choose between my husband or wife.
Okay.
You know, because I'll stay with my wife. You know, even if you give me the ultimatum, and I truly believe that. I wish you guys the best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my name's David Stewart.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
All
you
right,
so much.
wish you guys the best.
Thank you. Now,
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
I thought you said there's $100 in it.
should I just have more patience with her then, until she's ready to talk to her parents?
absolutely. I think so.
Or should I feel
No,
like
you shouldn't.
I shouldn't feel slighted, or?
I don't know.
Go for coffee and just tell her. You know, and just see what happens from there. But if it comes down to an ultimatum, I know what I'd do.
That's exactly
You're not
what
going
I
to
would
make
do
me,
too.
you know, if they say leave
I
or
would.
something like that, you're
I
being
feel like
ridiculous. I'll leave my mom.
Mom would, she'd be mad, you know, if she was like that.
Yeah.
I think she would, but I think she would accept it.
Yeah.
Because I got pregnant, like, you know, when I was literally 15, and my mom was so mad. I thought I was gonna get disowned, and she was mad for a really long, like months and months and months. And then finally she kind of got one done. But I don't know.
It's sad that racism's still out there to that degree.
You guys are amazing. I appreciate your honesty and your candor because it's a difficult thing to say, to tell somebody. Like, you need to just pull your panties up and get on with it and make that choice what matters to you. And I appreciate that you're honest enough to say that.
Now, that was a very interesting experiment that we did, Tamara and I. And what I actually learned from that experiment is sometimes things are not the way they seem. Sometimes the assumptions of both parties is not accurate. And what I mean by that is that, not everybody that has a hard time with acceptance is racist. Sometimes it's like, they only knew one way to do things. They only been exposed to one type of circumstance or situation. So now they're forced to deal with something they never dealt with before, and fear just explodes over them to the point where they don't want to deal with a circumstance. They'll rather just say, no, I'm not going to deal with this. And what I mean by that is that sometimes it's like, sometimes what we can do with individuals is just give them a shot. You know what I mean? Give them a shot. And what I mean by that is that, it's almost like, you did a job for 40 years and then all of a sudden your company closes and now you're in a brand new era of technology. Now everything's all about computers, where everything was manual before. And most people are just gonna say, I quit the new job, because they're too scared to venture that realm because it's unfamiliar grounds, So it's the same thing with this. Some people been living a certain way, only experienced one type of culture the whole life, only been associated with the same individuals the whole life. So, all of a sudden now, 2018, they're forced to deal with circumstance and people and races that they never dealt with before. And instead of just embracing it, they just do what's natural, which is fear, which is, I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with it. This is too much for me. And that is fear. It's not necessarily racism, but it is fear, So I think sometimes we can help some of those individuals by just giving them some time, giving them an opportunity. By giving them some time, giving them an opportunity, and also at the same time too, it also depends on how your reaction towards them are. Meaning to say that if they are afraid because of the stereotypes that they heard and the stereotypes that they were raised on, sometimes there is no, they haven't seen any other race on the planet. So all they're left with is just stereotypes. So, and if that's the case, we do have an opportunity to, maybe not all the time, we do have an opportunity for some of them to just say to them, hey, you know what? I'm not the monster that you were taught I am. I'm not the gangbanger that you thought I was. You know what I mean? And by them getting to know you, sometimes they'll change their mind. Sometimes you're the only person on the planet that will give them an opportunity to confront their past beliefs in a safe way, in order to just enter this new realm of just everything is different. Everybody's different, and next time, I would say it wouldn't, instead of jumping to conclusions or judgment, just give him some time.